You've asked for an update, and I've had the recording studio now for, I don't know, 2 years. How long ago did I do this? I don't know. Been working steadily away. Took a little while to get up and going, but since then I've booked some really cool gigs, some voiceover for a variety of different things: animation, ads, commercials, video games, even like telephone prompts for different businesses. So it's gone well. Some really high profile clients and some good paying stuff. And honestly, it's just great to have this very quiet area to come out to. I've even slept in here once before when I just really needed some peace and quiet. It's a good place to meditate. Thought I'd give you a little overview of how things have been going in here. We've still got the rolling gobo here, but we've got the one side that's got the acoustic panels. And what I do is I pull behind me. So if I'm facing here and I'm recording, it comes behind me. So it basically bisects the room because it's a large whisper room. It's I think like 6 by 8. And so I don't need all of that space just to record voiceover. And then I flip it to the other side if I need a cool backdrop for things like Skillshare classes that I teach. By the way, if you go to Skillshare, SoCal Wood Gal, I have a lot of woodworking videos there, really beginner friendly, very easy, fun to learn from. I use this for singing because it's a reflective surface, and you want something that's going to reflect your voice for singing, but not for voiceover. You want it to be deadened with voiceover. So this is when I sing, I put it in front of me so that I've got a reflective surface to bounce off of. And it rolls out of when it's not being used. And then here, I'm about to film something, so ignore all of the equipment. But I've got my monitor, I've got my Pro Tools up, I've got my keyboard, I've got the mic. Basically just where I stand and make it all happen. A lot of you were definitely interested in hearing about weather, how I endure the Los Angeles heat. And it's twofold. So you can't run a fan while you're recording, just like if you were inside, you'd turn off the AC if that's running constantly, and it's running constantly when we've got 103 weather. It's just what it is. It's pretty comfortable most of the year. Sometimes I'll have like socks or a blanket out here for the winter time because it gets a little bit chilly. And then if you're out here for long periods of time when it's at the hottest peak of the summer, yeah, it's gonna get sweaty. And especially if you're doing something that is physical, you know, with your reading, say it's a video game or singing or something like that, that you're just using a lot of air and energy for, it's gonna get hot, and then you just go inside, take a shower. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like it's pass out hot, but what I is this little fan that I turn on while I'm editing stuff. I don't have it on while I'm recording. I just have it on me while I'm editing, and that way the noise isn't that big of a deal. And then when I really need it, I have it running right now. You can probably hear it. I'll show you what I've got set up here. So I've got this little hose that I have jerry-rigged here that is blasting very cold AC into the room. This is only out during the summer. I can put it away in the winter if I need. So this is the portable air conditioning unit, which I have piped out the window, which you have to do for exhaust. That's piped out there. The tubing runs here. And I came up with this box thing to cover, because it's just little vents that are right here, but I put this box over it so that I can hopefully trap some more of the air. And then it winds its way in here to then cool things off for said studio. And you know what? It's good enough. It's good enough for me. This is certainly not a situation where I would spend a lot of money on some kind of expensive thing that got wall mounted or anything like that. I don't really have room for that anyways. In the outer room, it's pretty tight. I got that portable air conditioner from a friend who was getting rid of it, so I didn't even have to pay for it. All I needed to pay for was some ducting, and then I just basically pieced it together. So that's an option. That's absolutely an option, as long as you've got a window, some way to exhaust. So what I'll do sometimes is I'll turn it on before I'm going to come out here and I know I've got a recording. I let it cool down things, and then I turn it off, I shut the door, kind of trap the colder air in here. It's not perfect, but it does lower the temperature by a couple of degrees before I come in here and make it a little bit more pleasant. Or if sound is not an issue, I can keep it running. So that's basically the update of Le Studio. It's holding up well. Haven't had any issues with rain, wind. Of course, Southern California is pretty temperate, but haven't had any kind of issues with the integrity of the roof or rain coming in or anything like that. Everything's just been easy. It's a successful build. Let's just call it that, a very successful build. If you have tackled this, tell me about it. I want to know how it worked for you. I want to know what you're doing with it, and if it was about what you expected or something completely different, because we've all been there with projects like that. There's the update. Good luck to any of you taking on this monumental task of making your own recording studio. I think it's totally worth it.